Masechta Sanhedrin, the Vav Amud Aleph, 3 lines from the top. Yesterday we learned the machlekes between Rabbi Shimon Gamil. Between Rabbi Avo and Shmuel. If there is a machlekes between Rabbi Shimon Gamil and the Chachamim, meaning there was a machlekes according to Shmuel that Rabbi Shimon Gamil said Shnayim Shadonu, 2 people who judge the case, is the din or not? Rabbi Shimon Gamil says b'feidish not. I'm saying it's Shmuel. Shmuel learns there has to be 3, and the Chacham hold it's a din. It's a dinayim din. That's Shabbos and Chatzuf, but dinayim din. According to Rabbi Avohu, Rabbi Avohu says no. There's no such machlokes. L'divrei hakoil, if 2 people are judges, everybody agrees ain't dinayim din. Gufa. Now we're going to start. Gufa man frigelan. Rabbi Avohu. Rabbi Avohu had said Shnaim shadonu dinayim aminis. Rabbi Avohu said Shnaim shadonu dinayim aminis. 2 people who were judges for dinayim aminis. L'divrei hakoil ain't dinayim din. According to Rabbi Avohu, nishtakim machlokes. 2 that judge the case, the din is not a din. Eisvei Rabbi Avohu. Rabbi Abba is going to ask Rabbi Avohu. He says, ain't the name din? Here, dones adin. You have a yochid that was judging a din and dinei mamanis. Bezikes hachayev. He was mezakes, somebody who was, he says, the one that was chayev, he said, you're potter. Or v'chiyves hazakai, or he said, the one that was potter, he said, you're chayev. Or v'times hatoreh, he was matam is something that was toreh. Or tiheir es hatomeh. Or he was metaher, something that was tameh. So we pass him masha asasi. Whatever, one. Here we're talking about one dayan. Don esadin. Don is lashon yachid. Don esadin. And we said that whatever is gepaskin l'shalim. And he has to. The dayan has. If he made that mistake, it was a miscarriage of dinim mamanis. The first one is din. Din. Don esadin. Mamanis. Yeah. Brings down from Rashi, but dinim mamanis. So he says over here. Masha also, whatever he has, paskin is get paskin, even though he paskin falsely, wrong, or misham, but he's got to pay. He has to pay for his miscarriage of justice. He has to pay from his own pocket, mi beisai, from his house. Says the Gemara Hachma Yaskin over here. And for the Gemara here we're talking. So it's a kasha. Here you see one din, one dayan could judge. And Rabbi Avoh said, "Lekuli alma." Everybody agrees that 2 people who judge ain't dinayim din. So how could it be? He has to pay from his own money, from his house, for miscarriage of justice. The judge, he passed him full wrong. And therefore, it's a kasha on Rabbi Avoh. Rabbi Avoh said everybody is in agreement that if even just 2 dayanim, more than 1, 2 dayanim are dan, that din is not a din. And here it says 1 dayan who's dan, it's a din.
But the din is paying his own pocket. So
no, that's if he passes wrong. But if his din shouldn't be a din, it shouldn't be l'chatchila din. He shouldn't be paying anything. It's no din.
So who's Mishal Mabesa?
The judge who paskined wrongly.
So it's a din and he has to pay.
Yeah, that if it wouldn't be a din, he wouldn't have to pay. We'd have to. It's a redo.
So
it's nothing. One guy is not a judge. Cannot judge. But here he says one guy could judge, and because he could judge, and his psak is a psak, so now he has to pay back for what he paskined wrongly. And over here, it's talking about the kiblu alayu, that the balidinim accepted the judge unconditionally. In fact, if they accept it unconditionally, why should he be obligated to pay? If they accepted him unconditionally, he shouldn't have to pay.
The way he passes should be the way it is.
That's it. And for the Gemara Damalei, the Balidinim could say, "Hey, the Yantalon din Torah. Did you judge like the dinim and Torah? No, we didn't accept you to just stop pull something from your stomach. That you came up with and you gave up psak. So dinim from the Torah, and that's it. Well, that's not what we took you for. We took you to Pascha according to the Torah. You got to pay back.
So the Rav has to have insurance.
If there's such a thing, the Tobit Mike, what kind of mistake did he make over here? He let me the Tobit Dva Mishnah, he made a mistake in that Dva Mishnah. And the Mefarshim over here bring down Lav Dafket, doesn't mean a mistake in Mishnah, it means in a Psak Halacha. He brings down from Gemara Lekamal Lamed Gimel. He says, "Shalav dafka tois b'mishnah, alafil tois b'dvanim mifurash b'teisef toibet d'v'amarayim anything." If he made a mistake, so it says Gemara v'Haman Avsheish some Rabbi Yami or Rabbi Yasi toib b'dvar mishnah chayzer. It's not even a din. If he makes a mistake in a dvar mishnah or psak din, so he shouldn't have to pay anything. The whole din is nishkin din, and so we do. You have to do it over. And for the Gemara, how is it talking about? Shikla das. Shikla das means that he used his own svarah. Mashal. Amar Papa, keep going. Trei tanoi, oder utrei ta'amarei. The pliga that you have either two tanoim arguing on a certain concept, or two amaroim arguing on a concept. We don't have a beferish halacha like either of them. But besugyan the alma libi the chadbenayu. But in general, the Welt fits sich like einer von the man der anderen. The world goes according to one of them. But Azal, he'll be over the other kid. And then he went he went like the other guy. Haina was Shikladas. That's called Shikladas. But Shikladas means he went against the grain. And he passed in like the other one, even though normally. No, so but if the general census is like one, it's not like a Mishnah. That's what he's saying. Like a Mishnah means there's a psak, and you're going against the Mishnah, then it's not a din. Here, it's you have two opinions, and there's svaras on both sides, but the world goes according to one of the opinions. So then the Rav is responsible going against the grain. He should have gone according to the way the din is normally. Shikla, but shikla. No, so we say the shikla das, but since the shikla das in the belt is according to one, that you can't say it's not a din because there's no psak din. He's just telling you if there was a fetish din, anyone against the din, then it's not a din. But here there's no fetish psak din over here. There's a machlekes of two opinions. Just mostly go according to one opinion. So here it's not going as soisa din in the Torah. Yeah, shikla das that everybody follows one.
Can it go to appellate court?
Okay, no. So the Yimara Levi Katanoi. So therefore he has to pay. Okay, in fact, Yimara Levi Katanoi. Should we say this machlekes of Shmuel and Rabbi Yavo? They were arguing if the Rabbanan and Rabbi Shimon Gamliel were arguing if two judge is there din or not. So Rabbi Yavo says they're not arguing. Everybody is in agreement. Two people who judge, it's not a case. It's not a din. Shmuel said, no, there's a machlekes. Shmuel said, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says, Shnaim shadonu ein dinayim din, aber Chacham hold dinayim din. So we want to say this same machlekes of Shmuel and Rabbi Yavo, whether it's a machlekes between the Tanakam and Rabbi Shimon Gamliel or not, is a machlekes of Tanoim. Where do we see it? Bitzua. Bitzua means a pshara. Pshara means a compromise. Correct, a compromise. So it says when it comes to bitzur b'shlosh, it has to be in front of three dayanim. Those are the words of Rav Meir. Pshara, a compromise, b'yachid, could be done by a single dayan, one single dayan.
If they accepted him.
Huh?
If they accepted his one
Well, we're going to get to it. Sabru, so the Amarayim, the Bnei Yeshiva said, lekuli alma, everybody agrees, makshina pshara ledin. We compare pshara to din. Like he brings down from the pasuk, we're going to have that pasuk later on. It brings down tzedek and mishpat together, and mishpat with tzedek together. So we learn out mishpat din and tzedek, which is Indian of tzedakah of compromising, because for the person who doesn't have so much, so we're going to make a compromise. So we learn out tzedek mishpat from the tzedek. We learn out from one another. So what do we learn out? Pshara ledin. So my lab, and is it then not? This is what they're arguing about. Marsava din. When it comes to din, it's bishleisha. You need three dayanim. That's who Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir says you need three dayanim. Less than three dayanim is not going to be good, like Rabbi Avo says. And therefore, even by pshara, you need to have three dayanim. Marsava din bishnayim. And the other one holds no. Din could be even with two dayanim.
Who's the other one?
The Tanakama, the Chachamim. So you see, over here it's a machlekes if the halacha is like the Chachamim or like Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, like we had before.
Shmuel hold the two is also okay?
Shmuel holds even one is okay, midaraisa. But the reason why we said it should be 3 because of the Yeshvei Kronis, for those that sit in the corners, and you might find somebody who's not a learned person. That's why we say we should take 3, because out of the 3 you'll have one that's shaykh to learning, so you'll have a good psak din. But over here we're talking about Bishnaim is good. He says he calls it a Bezdin Chotzu. But the Chacham hold, yeah. So here it comes out Bishnaim is good. So if Bishnaim is good, like Shmuel, so even one dayan will be really even one dayan is good according to Shmuel. So therefore Pshara could be b'yach. In fact, the Gemara loy. I'm sorry, shlugged up the Gemara says no. It's not a machlekes of Tanaim. Here was a kasha. Maybe it's the same machlekes of the Tanaim. So he says loy. It's not. The Kuli Alma, everybody's in agreement. Sai Rabbi Meir, Sai the Chachamim. Din, when it comes to din, b'shleisha, you need to have 3 dayanim like Rabbi Avo. And over here they're arguing like this. The Ma'asav Makshin on Pshara Ledin. Rabbi Meir says we compare Pshara to din, and therefore by Pshara you need to have 3 dayanim. Ma'asav the Chacham Loi Makshin Pshara Ledin. We don't compare Pshara to din, and therefore even though Yach is good. One second. So what I want to say, I just want to remove the kasha. Everybody will agree that the din has to be b'shleisha and shnayim shadanu. Ein dinayim din. By pshara, what's the machlekes? If we compare pshara to din, then you need 3 dayanim for pshara, and if you don't, you can even have 1. In fact, the Gemara lema klasa tanayim pshara. Let us say there's 3 opinions when it comes to pshara. The mar b'shleisha. Meir says you need 3 because you compare it to din. Umar sava b'shnayim. And Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says 2 you need for pshara. Umar and the Chacham sava b'yachid, and the Chacham hold even by a yachid 1 is enough. Says you want to know. Amar avach b'rei Rabbi Yekim yitem Rabbi Yema Shalemya. Man, the Omatrei, the one that says that the 2, that Pshara is even good by 2, meaning Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, he'll hold Afilu Chad Nami, even 1, it will be kosher for Pshara. It has the same kifis. He holds like the Chachamim who argue on Rabbi Meir. I the Kamatrei. He said you need 2 for Pshara. He says that's Pasha, that there should be Eidim, that the 2 Dayan should be able to testify how the pshara was done. So it's better that you have 2, so they can also be aides how the pshara was done. And when it comes to mamanes, you can't have 1 aid. By mamanes, you can't have less than by mamanes minimum of 2 aidim. A dayan, 1 dayan could pass him, but if
what cases?
according to by pshara, you should have even 1, but he says you should have 2 because they should be aiders on the pshara. Ravashi says, Shmami, no, we have a raya from here, from this brayso, in which Rabbi Chacham are arguing, pshara eina tzicha kinyan. When they make the pshara and they make the compromise, they don't have to now make a kinyan on the compromise. So,
say, do you want a din or do you want pshara? Don't they say?
We're not up. We're going to get to that later. It says you want to eat how kedai tzicha kinyan. If you're going to say compromise, when they make the compromise, they have to make a kinyan to the compromise. It says leman dama tzicha tlasa lamali. According to man dama, that says you need to have 3 dayanim for the compromise. Why would I need 3 dayanim? It should be good enough with 2. But look at me, it should be good enough for a kinyan. You know what the Rashi says. But it shouldn't be worse than a regular matana that a person gives to his friend with a kinyan. And we say it helps. You don't need a bezdin for it. You don't need a bezdin of 3. So obviously, why did we say you need 3 by the pshara? Because we're talking about it's done without a kinyan. You don't need a kinyan. So but the halacha is pshara tzricha kinyan. When it comes to pshara, you still need a kinyan. If you need a kinyan, so what do I need 3? So the Tosfos answers over here that he says because here the people say it was a kinyan betos. It's not a good kinyan. Let's say the 2 guys made a pshara and they made a kinyan. We'll say it's not good. They'll say it was a kinyan betos. So that's why you need three to authorize that the pshara was a pshara, and now that they make with a kinyan, it's going to be good. And they can't have charata.
They're both accepting the psak.
Even though two they're accepting, and with a kinyan, it's not going to be good because Shleisha has to authorize it to say that it's not a kinyan b'ta'us. Rabbanan learn just like when it comes to judging dinim mamanes, you need three dayanim. So too, when it comes to make up shara, you need three dayanim, like the words of Rab Meir. So the Gemara, oh yeah. So the Gemara, so the hemshach of the Brayso goes like this: Nigma din. What if the dayanim already paskin the halacha that this person is zakai, he's potter, and this person is chayiv? You can't make any psharas. Once there's a psak din, he's potter, and you're chayiv $1,000. Now you can't say 500, only 500. A bezin of three. So the Gemara, so in the Hebshach of the Brayso, I mean, the words of the Gemara is now gonna give a siman according to the names of the Tanaim, Sarmash, Bankash, Simen. If the siman is Rabbi Lezer, the son of Rabbi Yossi Agili, so you have Samach, and then you have Rabbi Lezer, the Reish, Rabbi Meir is the Mem, Rabbi Yeshua is the Shin, Rabbi is the Beis, Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe is the Nun, Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish is the Kuf, Rabbi Yeshua ben Koch is the Shin. That's the Simonim, okay, of all the Tanaim. Rabbi Lezer ben Reish, Rabbi Yossi Agili, Oima. We're going to get to Pshara. We're going to be bringing these Tanaim down. They said, Osur liftzoya. It's forbidden to make up shara between the Balaydin. Once they come to Bezdin for psak, that's it. Once they're in front of Dayanim, no more psharas.
So when do we make a
V'chol ha'baytzeya, before. Work it out before you go to Bezdin. Work it out before you come to Bezdin.
go to mediation?
Once you're coming, go to mediation first. When you come to Bezdin,
Whatever the paskin is.
now it's going to be psak din, no psharas. V'chol ha'baytzeya, whoever makes a pshara, hareza choyta, meaning the dayan. We're talking about the dayan. If the dayan tries to make a pshara, he's a sinner. V'chol ha'mevorech es ha'baytzeya, whoever praises the dayan who made the compromise, hareza menoitz, he's like cursing Hashem. The blaspheming.
So
Okay.
they
Well,
have
zed
to
nema.
take him off of the bench.
Okay. Well, zed nema. Ubeitzeya beirach, and this it says the pasuk in Tehillim, the one who is beitzeya, who's being praised, the one that made the pshara is being praised. Nitz Hashem. He's cursing Hashem.
after the din?
This is talking about even when you come to Bezdin. There's going to be different than before. Once you come to Bezdin, no more psharas. You're in front of Dayanim. Yeah, I mean, machnish psharas. Now you're going for psak.
But Berach is a bench, no?
Beirach praised. Ubeitzeya. Yeah, you bet. That was benched. The Dayan was his beitzeya. Was machta pshara. Nitz Hashem. He's like cursing Hashem. No, the din, the psak din is all going durch mountain. I mean, it should go through and through. It should be psak, no psharis.
Goes to the mountain.
Here, shahichem achai ika adim, and he knows some psharis within teres. So again, durch lechen, like it has to go through and through.
When they sign off on a psak.
What?
Rabbanim say this lotion.
Yes, yikav. Yeah, that's written in the psak. Yeah, I saw that. Yikav adin is hard, right? Shenever, like it says in the pasuk, hamishbet le'lekim hu. The mishpat is le'lekim. So did Moshe said. Say yikav adin is hard. Moshe Rabbeinu said this pasuk. Hamishbet le'lekim hu. The mishpat, meaning here it's a side for the dayanim. And yeah, he says that the din so durchgehen afilu harim. It has to go through and through. Avol arin, but anakoin hayav shalom, v'reidav shalom. He loved peace. He pursued peace. And he made peace between Adam and Chaverei. Shanam, like it says on Aaron, Torah Sames Hoyse Befiu. The true Torah was in his mouth. But Avol nimtze b'svaso. Krumkeit was not found in his lips. In peace and upright went with him. And he made a lot of people turn away from sin. He made Balchuvis. So yeah, Rabbi Lezer dashens the pasuk by say Beirach Nitz Hashem. Rabbi Lezer Harei Shagozal saw somebody stole a saw. shall chitim utchana of chitim of eights, and he grinded it, and he baked it, and he takes off challah. I guess it's tzaddik. Napped up challah. Priya to gegambit, and then he grinded the wheat, he baked it. He's a shena ganaf. He made a nice challah, and his mafish challah. Kates mevarich. So how is it right that he should make a bracha on this afrosh challah? Ein ze mevarich. He's not really blessing Hashem. Eliminates. He's really cursing Hashem. He says a mitzvah baba aveda. What's it crazy? So the Eibishter hates that. It's not a mitzvah. This is how Rabbi Lezer learns the pasuk. Who is it going on? Somebody who stole wheat, grinded it and baked, and then she comes to Hafrashas Challah, will machen a bracha if Hafrashas Challah. If them sagt David, don't do me no favors, I don't need your bracha. Your bracha is a curse.
So what if somebody steals money and gives tzedakah? Is the same thing?
It's a mitzvah b'aveda. It seems like why? How's it any different? Rabbi Meir says, "Lo never beitzei al connect Yehuda." Beitzei, this pasuk of Beitzei Berech Nitz Hashem is going on the story with Yehuda. Shnema, it says by Mechrias Yosef, by Yem Yehuda al Achiv. Yehuda said to his brothers, "Ma betza, what will we gain that we kill our brother?" Whoever praises Yehuda for saying these words, he's cursing Hashem. On this, that people are praising Yehuda. Oh, he saved Yosef. He saved the. Ma betza, he saved him.
So it's not good?
It's not, he should have gone further. He should have taken him out. That's what he should have said. Let's take him back to our father. Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's the Rashi is saying. Even though Yehuda he saved him, he took him out of the bait. You don't praise him for that. When he saw that the brothers are listening to him, what are you going to do? Don't do a half a job. He's let us return him to our father. Okay, so that's why there's no Beitzeiah. That's why he calls it Niyatz Hashem. Whoever praises Yehuda is really cursing Hashem because.
That's why he got involved with this prostitute later.
I don't know. No, I don't know. That's not the connection. No, that's not the connection. No. It was L'Shem Shemaim. They say also. Okay, ready? Yeah, there's. Okay. Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha Ima. Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha says not only there's no isim pshara, but mitzvah liftzaya. Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha takes the extreme fakir. There's a mitzvah to machen a pshara. Shenem, it says in the pasuk, emes umishpat shalem shiftu b'shareichem. Truthfulness and judgment and din and peace should be judged in your gates. Says the Gemara. If you're passing in din mishpat, how could it be shalom? You're being mechayiv one of the people. There's no shalom. And in the place where there is shalom, mishpat, there's no din because a din. One of them should have been losing the falling. Yeah, one is chayiv. Where could it be mishpat adin uneichad zayin shalom? That I say it means a pshara. You make a pshara. So too by David it says, it says that David HaMelech made mishpat and tzedakah to the whole nation. So here's a kasha. How's the pashaych to do mishpat and tzedakah? Well, like kol makjeish mishpat ain't tzedakah. If there's din, there's no tzedakah. And if it is tzedakah, a mishpat. If you're giving away to the one that's chayiv, you're making a pater. There's no mishpat. Elaizel mishpat sheish beitzaka. Aviyim ezep mitzvah. This means a pshara. So the nitva. The nitva doesn't pay the whole thing that he's chayiv. He's mevata. The taveya is mevata and lets him pay half. This is Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha. So the Gemara brings now our son Tanakama. We come now to the Tanakama, which is not a hemshech of Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha. Now we're now going to talk about. What we said according to the Shita of Tanakama, the Tanakama, which is Abelaz ben Eish, who says you're not allowed to do any compromises. You're not allowed to do it. So here he starts talking about it. Dan esadin. When David was dan esadin, v'zikes azaka, v'chiv zachayiv. He potted the one that was supposed to be potter, and he was mechayiv, the one that was chayiv. V'rosh and chayiv ani amame. And he saw that, oh, who's going to be chayiv here? The poor man is going to have to dish out cash.
But the mishpah has to be the right way.
Yeah, so we shouldn't like. So David paid him from his own, from his own oitza. And Achmanis, that's called that's called the meaning mishpat mitzdaka. So mishpat, all stuff's the tankidin. You pass him, the one that's chayiv has to pay the whole thing. Yes, he said, "Ani, okay." David HaMelech says, "I'll take care. I'll help him out." So that's mishpat tzedakah. That's mishpat tzedakah. Mishpat lazeh, tzedakah lazeh. What does that mean? Mishpat lazeh sheher loy mame. He returned the whole money that he owed. Tzedakah lazeh to the ani that's chay bedinei shashilam loy mitach beisay. That David HaMelech took out of his David HaMelech did it. He took out from his eitz and he gave him some money. Zok the Gemara, Rabbi didn't dash him this way. Kasha leile Rabbi. Rabbi had a problem with this drasha. Why? Because Hai lechol amay. If you read the pasuk, it says Vayihi David oisem mishpat utzlach lechol amay. Chol amay la'niyim mibayalei. He only helped out the aniyim, nish lechol amay. So the ganze Volk nish, only to the aniyim. So therefore Rabbi says that's not the pshat. Allah Rabbi gives a different pshat. Even though that David HaMelech didn't give the ani that was Nischai Bedin, he didn't give money, and Zeu Mishpat Tzedakah. Nevertheless, it's called Mishpat Tzedakah. How? Mishpat Lazeh Tzedakah Lazeh. Mishpat Lazeh. It's din to the one that was Zoicha Sheher Zeloi money, that his whole money, the whole money was returned to him. Now for the ani Tzedakah Lazeh, it's a charity for him. Why? That we took out the gazela that he had in his hand. We're saving him from sins.
He doesn't have money to pay.
No, he had the money, but once he gave him money, he's giving no money. But he cleaned him out from sin as well. He cleaned them out physically and spiritually. He helped them out.
You can't have Rahmanis.
No. If he didn't pay, it was like a gazlan.
He would be a gazlan if he held out. So give the whole money, and we did a tzedakah for him that he's not holding gazela in his house.
Why did he call gazela? How did she go?
No, it sold. He has only that money, but he pays back that money, the gazela. Now he's mamash oni. Oh yeah, sure, Shena Gazlan. That's the story. So we removed the gazlanis, the stain of gazlanis from him. Another opinion in Pshada, Shnaim Shabbat Lofanach Ladin, two people come before you to din. If they didn't say the tainus yet, Oy Mishatishma Divrayam, or you did hear the tainus. But you don't know yet where the din is leaning to. If you don't know yet where the din is leaning to which side, you can tell him go out a machzach hafshar. Mishatishma devrayim. But if he heard the words, so we learned one case now that Rabbi Shimon ben Manasseh said two people who come to a din Torah, and the dayan heard that either he didn't hear what the tainas are, or even if he heard the tainas, but he still didn't figure out where the din is being noted to. Then the din is the dayanim can tell him go out and make your own pshara. Calls man, they don't see any yet. They didn't figure out which way the din is noted to. But once, if they heard the words, and the judge knows to which side already the din is being leaned to, you're not allowed to tell them, go out and make up shara. So he says, if Poitamai means quiet the machlekes over here, it's considered like mayim, the quieting of the waves, but through a pshara. But this is only a lefnei his gala harib neteish. That means do so at the beginning of the argument, before you come to already a conclusion, almost a conclusion, and that's what it means. Lefnei his gala harib neteish, meaning koydem shenis gala harib, meaning you didn't yet hear the din, you didn't hear the words of the full arguments of the both sides to lean to either side yet. So atayachal not shay. Then you can leave go the din and tell them make yourselves upshada. But mission is gala hariv. But once you heard the words and you know already where the din is leaning to, atayachal not shay. You cannot now tell them go and make upshada. It's too late because you already know they can't. Shlakish says a little different. Two people came to a din Torah. One is a softy, one is a hard mensch, and the Dayanim don't like to deal with them. And so before the Dayanim heard their words, or they heard a little bit of the tinus, and they don't know yet to which side the din is going to lean to. And you're allowed to say that to them. I don't want to deal with you. I'm removing myself from paskening here.
Yeah, but you told one guy's a tough guy.
Yes, Shema, because he makes a cheshbon. If I'm going to go through this din Torah, and I'll be in the Schai, and I'll on the Schai of Chazak, and I'll be Mischai, the one that's the strong guy, the tough guy. So this the hard guy, he's going to come. He's going to come running after me the whole time. If I go against him.
Like this guy was shot now.
Yeah. But he says, but once you listen to the tightness, and you know which side the din is supposed to lean towards, you can no more say, go make it, it's too late. Like it says in the pasuk, meaning don't be fear the man, even though he's going to come after you, you can't fear. If you know already where the din is being night, you got to pass him. You got to be a tough guy. You got to have a spine.
You got to have a higher bodyguard.
Yeah. Rabbi Shua ben Kocha learns a different pirish in Leisaguru that it doesn't mean don't fear the man. He says, where do we know? A student that's sitting before his Rebbe, and the Talmud sees how the Ani is really supposed to be Potter, and the Asher is Chayiv. He understands. How do we know that Talmud is not allowed to keep quiet? Even Mitzat Kavod Rabbah, he should open up his mouth. Shadama, like it says in the pasuk, like Saguru mipnei ish. So Rabbi Chanaimer lo yisachnis dvarecha mipnei ish. Saguru means don't withhold the words, not don't fear. Here's a new pitch. Like Saguru, don't hold back your words if you know that the Ani is supposed to be Zoicha and the Ash is supposed to be Chayiv. Open your mouth, even though it's you're sitting in front of your teacher. Oh, that's Zoicha. Yeah.
What about say Yochel against the Rabbin, and you see the din is different? Same idea.
If you see it, you should open your mouth. Okay. Yoidim esmi hey meiden. The Eidim should know when they're testifying in Hashem Himself, Kaviyachol. And the same thing will have named me hey meiden. And Favem steht before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Umi Hasid li.
Rabbi Katz used to say.
When da wissen, wo mir steht und Favem steht, yeah. Umi Hasid li Podem Ahen. And if they say testify falsely, that the Eivish will exact punishment from them. Shanema, like it says in the pasuk, "Vam d'shnei hanoshim asher lahem hariv lifnei Hashem." It says the two people, meaning the Eidim, who are standing b'shas eidusam before Hashem. V'hei adayonim yoynes mihein donin, and the dayonim should look in their eyes as if, and the eyes should be, it should seem as if they're judging HaKadosh Baruch Hu Himself. V'lifnei mihein donin, and in front of whom they're being done, in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Umi asli parmahem, and who is going to exact punishment from them if they play around with the mishpat, with the psak? Shenema, like it says in the pasuk, Elikim nitzav adas kel b'kerev Elikim yishbet. That Kadosh Baruch Hu is nitzav. The Eibishter is masha his shechina between the dayanim, and they are being done in front of him. That's what it means. Adas kel Elikim. Okay, adas kel. V'chein b'Yeshafat. So too by Yeshafat HaMelech, he appointed shoftim, and he told them, he commanded them how to behave. He would say to them, he said to them, see what you're doing. Meaning, you're not only judging the person, only it's on HaKadosh Baruch Hu itself as well. And maybe the Daim will say, who needs this whole headache? This whole trouble, the Eibishter will punish me if I do something wrong.
I want to stay home.
Yeah, Talmud Leimer, it says at the end of the pasuk, "V'yimachem b'dvar mishpat." The Eibishter says, "Do the mishpat according to the way you figured it out, and your hearts, your instincts tell you after you've clarified it in your mind." Because the dayan can only paskin on what he sees, and what he sees, let him judge on what he sees. And whatever he feels, that's how he should paskin, and nothing will happen to him. And therefore, he doesn't have to worry for mistake. In fact, what's the case? You say the Gemara din was already, and you can't do any psharis. Rabbi Yehuda said the name of Rav, when the Dayanim say Ish Ploini Atachai, Ish Ploini Atazaki, says you are Chayiv and you are Potter, so that's already the Gemara din. Yeah, and you Potter, yes.
You just can't say one is your chayav.
Right, you have to say both sides. Yeah, correct. Amarav. Allah Rabbi Shubin. If that's not the Gemara din, then he can still, in the middle, he can make up shorter. Amarav halacha Rabbi Yeshua kochad that it's a mitzvah to make up shorter. In fact, you better it's taka say. Did the Rav say so? Rav Huna was a student of Rav. When they came before, the Maledinim came before Rav Huna, he said to them, he says, do you want a din Torah or you want a pshara? So, if according to Rav, who says it's a mitzvah pshara, why is there a choice? And for the Gemara, my mitzvah, nami the common Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha. What is the mitzvah that Rabbi Yeshua ben Kocha said? The kavanah wasn't that the Dayanim have to only do pshara, even against the Ratzon of the Baladin. No. What does mitzvah mean? To give them the choice. Whether you want a psak or you want a pshara. In fact, you might have so Rabbi Shua, that's what Rabbi Shua ben Kocha is saying. I know Tanakama, it's exactly the Tanakama who says that one has his shoes to make a pshara. So how, according to this teretz, even Rabbi Shua ben Kocha, right, who says a mitzvah, the mitzvah is only to ask if they want or not. So what's the chiluk? And the chiluk is mitzvah. That means if it's a mitzvah to be matziyah to the baldin, if you should make a psara or not, Rabbi Shua ben Kocha saw a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah to ask the baldin whether they want psara or not before the psak. And Tanakama saw the shus. Tanakama says it's not a mitzvah. He says you want a Tanakama is a high Rabbi Shimon ben Nasya. But that's exactly like Rabbi Shimon ben Nasya. He says you want to know it's different. According to Rabbi Shimon ben Nasya, if they heard the din, they heard the tainus, and they know where the din is leaning to, then they cannot tell them go and make up shara. But according to the Tanakama, even if the dayan heard, and he knows where the din is being laid, he's still allowed to make up shara.